I'm going to teach you how to overcome anxiety as a psychologist. So most of us are somewhat anxious these days. Anxiety rates are astronomical, and most of us have a bit of subclinical anxiety, if not clinical. And that means that our minds perceive things as more risky, more dangerous, and more catastrophic than they actually are. And so this catastrophizing is an important feature of anxiety. Oftentimes, when we think about something, doing something, or something we'll have to do in the future, we think of what is the worst case scenario, and then we play out the movie in our mind of the worst things that could happen. And this is called catastrophizing. The problem with catastrophizing is that it feels like a really important thing to do. Like, no, I'm thinking of all the worst case scenarios so I can mitigate for them and I can plan for them. That's not actually what's happening here. More likely is what you're doing is you're feeding your anxiety. And so this catastrophizing kind of makes you feel more anxious, and then you catastrophize some more, and it goes in like the cycle. And one of the ways to interrupt this cycle is that it's really important to have balance in your mind. And so one thing we want to be doing is decatastrophizing. And one way that I like to decatastrophize is to consider what is like the best thing that could happen here. Just to provide balance. I don't necessarily have to believe it, because I know it's often difficult to just like believe a completely new mindset like that. If that feels like a little bit fake even. But let's just consider what are the worst things that could happen, and let's do what is the best thing that's going to happen. Because most of us realize that there is importance in balance. And so whenever you find yourself catastrophizing, give yourself some time to decatastrophize as well, in order to mitigate some of that catastrophizing effect that you're having on your mind, and that's kind of fueling more and more anxiety. Make this a habit. So a lot of these things you need to repeat, and eventually you'll make it a habit in your mind, in which you'll learn that if you catastrophize, then you always follow it up with decatastrophizing. This will allow you to see the world in a more objective way, because the problem is most of us are seeing the world as more dangerous than it actually is because of all this anxiety we have. And so it's really important for you to see the world in an objective way to make the most accurate decision that you can make for yourself.